The Indiana Fever front office just pulled off one of the most shocking shakeups in recent WNBA history. Hours after their elimination, when most teams would be licking their wounds and reflecting on missed opportunities, Indiana made a move so ruthless that even rival coaches were left speechless. 8 players gone. Just like that. Released in one night. It wasn't just a transaction. It was an earthquake. The move came without warning, without leaks, without whispers. One moment the Fever were regrouping, the next they were tearing down half their roster. Fans woke up to push notifications they could hardly believe. Social media went into meltdown, and insiders scrambled to make sense of what could drive a franchise to make such a seismic decision so fast. Was this a masterclass in decisive leadership, or a desperate act of chaos disguised as strategy? Behind the scenes, the tension had been simmering for months. Whispers of locker room frustration, quiet disagreements between head coach Stephanie White and the front office, and an offense that seemed allergic to rhythm had been eating away at the Fever's chemistry. Caitlin Clark, the centerpiece, the generational star, the reason the Fever became a national talking point, was doing everything she could to hold the team together. But even her brilliance couldn't mask the cracks. The once promising roster had lost its edge, its cohesion, and most importantly, its identity. By the end of the season, Indiana's dream of being title contenders had collapsed under the weight of poor rotations, stubborn coaching, and sheer exhaustion. Players knew something was coming. No one, however, expected this. Inside the Fever's locker room that night, you could feel it. The silence, the unease, the realization that change was coming and it would be merciless. Some players sat in disbelief, others hugged quietly, fully aware that their jerseys might have just been worn for the last time. The coaching staff kept their distance. The whispers spread before the final meeting was even called. By dawn, agents had been notified, phones were buzzing, and 8 players were told they would not be returning. It was brutal, efficient, and intentional, but this wasn't a spontaneous move. Sources close to the team revealed that the decision to clear house had been planned weeks in advance. The front office had finally decided to stop pretending that incremental tweaks could fix a broken system. They had one goal: build around Caitlin Clark and build fast. The message was unmistakable. This franchise now belonged to her. Every cut, every call, every trade was about surrounding Clark with the right system, the right pace, and the right teammates. The rigid sets, the overcomplicated offense, the slow tempo, it all had to go. What made Caitlin a phenomenon at Iowa wasn't just her scoring, it was her freedom. Her ability to dictate tempo, improvise, and bend defenses until they broke. Somewhere along the way, that freedom had been stripped away. The Fever had taken their greatest weapon and shackled it. Now they were ready to fix that mistake. The 8 players released represented more than numbers on a roster. They were symbols of an old philosophy. Bree Hall, Shea Petty, Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, Ariel Powers, Lexi Hull, Sydney Colson, all talented, all gone. Some for underperformance, others for salary reasons. Natasha Howard's departure in particular stunned fans. A proven veteran with a championship pedigree, she was supposed to be a stabilizing force. But behind the scenes, her contract demands and clashes with the new direction sealed her fate. Sydney Colson's exit hit differently. Her leadership and humor had been vital in keeping morale up, but the Fever wanted youth, speed, and versatility. Every name crossed off the list told the same story. This was a team no longer interested in playing it safe. For Stephanie White, the message was just as clear. Her job is on the line. Once praised for guiding a young roster, she's now facing mounting pressure to evolve or be replaced. The front office reportedly grew frustrated with her play calling, saying it stifled creativity and neutralized Caitlin's instincts. They wanted an offense that flowed, that thrived on movement, rhythm, and instinct, the exact style that made Clark a household name in college. White, however, insisted on structure, arguing that too much freedom would lead to chaos. The disagreement turned into a cold war behind closed doors, one that ended with the front office flexing its authority. Whether she adapts or not, one thing's certain: this is Caitlin's team now. The Fever's decision wasn't just strategic, it was financial. Releasing 8 contracts freed up millions in salary cap space, giving Indiana rare flexibility in a league where money can make or break success. Ownership knew the numbers. With Caitlin Clark, ticket sales skyrocketed. Merchandise sold out in hours. National TV coverage quadrupled. The Fever had become a business goldmine. The front office wasn't about to let that slip away. Their plan was simple but aggressive. Use their financial reset to find shooters, floor spacers, and role players who amplify Clark's game while keeping the books clean. Every signing from here on out must serve two purposes: fit Caitlyn's system and sustain the Fever's financial future. Amber Cox, one of the franchise's key decision-makers, reportedly played a pivotal role in this overhaul. Her philosophy is blunt: stop overpaying for mediocrity. Build smarter, leaner, faster. Find players who can adapt to Caitlyn's read and react style, who can hit open shots, and who understand that playing next to her means thinking 2 steps ahead. The Fever aren't chasing super teams, they're building a system, a culture, one that doesn't revolve around egos or resumes, but rhythm and cohesion. Still, the move has sparked heated debate. Supporters see it as bold and necessary, a sign that Indiana is done settling for average. Critics, however, see danger in betting everything on one player. What happens if the chemistry fails? What if the pressure crushes Clark under the weight of expectation? ESPN panels, podcasts, and analysts across social media dissected the decision for days. Some called it genius, others called it reckless, but everyone agreed it changed everything. Even Caitlyn's smallest gestures were scrutinized. When fans noticed she liked a few posts praising the cuts, the internet exploded with speculation. Was it approval? Subtle endorsement? Or just coincidence? Whatever the case, it fueled the narrative that Caitlyn isn't just the face of the Fever, she's the architect now, and maybe that's exactly what Indiana needs. For the first time in years, the Fever feel relevant again. Tickets are selling, headlines are buzzing, and the energy inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse feels different. Lighter, sharper, there's a sense of purpose. In practice, teammates are already adjusting to the faster pace, the more fluid offense. Instead of waiting for a play call, players are reacting off Caitlyn's movement, her instincts, her feel for the game. It's not perfect, but it's alive. Now, the Fever stand at a crossroads. They've cleared the past, created financial room, and handed the keys to their young superstar. If this works, Indiana could transform from a rebuilding franchise into a dynasty in the making. But if it fails, if the chemistry falters or the weight of expectation crushes them, this moment will be remembered not as a revolution, but as a reckless gamble. Either way, the next chapter of Fever basketball won't be quiet. It will be bold, loud, and unapologetically centered on Caitlyn Clark. Because make no mistake, this isn't just a rebuild, it's a declaration. The Fever are done playing small. They're done compromising. They're betting everything on the player who's already changed the WNBA's landscape forever. The Caitlyn Clark era has officially begun in Indiana, but the question now falls to you. Was this the right move? Did the Fever make a power play that will define the future, or a desperate gamble born from pressure and hype? Do you think building entirely around Caitlyn Clark is the key to success, or could it backfire in the long run? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're ready for more deep dives into the biggest power shifts and drama shaking the WNBA, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss what happens next in the Caitlyn Clark era.